I'm Lori Dengler, Professor Emeritus of Geology at Humboldt State University. The March 2011 Great East Japan earthquake and tsunami had and continues to have a profound effect on me. I was in Japan at an international tsunami conference 6 weeks before the earthquake and was one of the first international scientists to return 6 weeks afterwards as part of a post-tsunami field survey team. The contrast was startling. Japan has invested more time, expense, and expertise into tsunami resilience than any other country in the world, and yet the impacts were devastating. The 10 days I spent in the hardest hit areas of the Tohoku coast were gut-wrenching. It was even harder on my field partner, Dr. Megumi Sugimoto. We had both visited other tsunami disaster zones, but the ones in Indonesia and elsewhere in the world were remote, and we could come home. This time it was visceral, and for Megumi, it was her home that had been ravaged. I visited Japan twice in the next year, observing recovery efforts and as part of international symposiums. In 2013, just about when I thought Japan was fading into my hind view mirror, an extraordinary event occurred that would change both my relationship to Japan and the course of my work. A small boat washed up on Crescent Beach in Del Norte County, California. From the markings on the boat, it was quickly identified as tsunami debris, having spent just over 2 years drifting across the Pacific. There had been numerous debris sightings over the previous year, but this boat was special. The boat was named Kamome and belonged to a high school in Rikuzen, Takeda, Japan. I had visited Rikuzen, Takeda and had seen the high school just after the tsunami, so I felt a personal connection. The boat began a chain of events that continues to this day, first connecting students in Crescent City to Japan high school students, then an exchange of students between the two schools, finally a sister school, and a sister city designation. Along the way, I co-authored a children's book, something I swore I would never do, and started a curriculum project. This summer, the Kamome story will be featured in NBC's coverage of the Olympic Games. What I've learned is that measuring impacts through property loss and casualty numbers gives only a small glimpse of the full scale of a disaster. And the Kamome connection show that the kindness of strangers is every bit as important as financial resources in disaster recovery and building community resistance and resilience.